What are some of the factors bringing down home prices? Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage. Rich, how you doing over there?
I'm good. Michael, I'm excited to talk about something a little bit different today.
Yeah, Rich, we talked on Tuesday about new home prices and how it is becoming more affordable based on several factors for Americans with the median income to be able to afford those homes again. Today, we're going to look at some of the individual and one in particular factor that might be playing into that. Rich, think back into your brain in 2020, 2021. What was the one thing when you talk to builders and renovators that was just blowing their minds on the cost?
Just the spike in the cost of lumber. I mean, It was tragic for builders at that time. So I'm glad we're through that. That was a rough period. That was about almost 2 years of pretty elevated lumber prices.
So I pulled an article today from National Association of Homebuilders, and it's talking about lumber prices coming down. We don't have to dig into the article too much, but the stat here, did you see the stat on how much it had dropped year over year?
Yeah, it was around 6.2%. So that's good news.
Yeah, and so these are, some of the micro factors that are playing into, a larger trend of home prices coming down. Rich, when we look at lumber prices, we talked a little bit about some of the other things, big things like rates. What are some of the other, material costs, different things that we can look at and hope to bring down in the future to continue this trend of more affordable starter homes?
Yeah, well, we talked about the price coming down roughly 6% over the last 18 months, but in August, we increased the tariff on Canadian lumber coming in. So it went from 8% to 14.5%. So that savings is just going to be gobbled up for the wood that we get from Canada, which is a lot of wood. That price savings is going to be gobbled up. So what the National Association of Homebuilders is trying to lobby for right now is obviously a longer term negotiation for Canadian lumber prices. They want to bring, obviously, those tariffs down. And tariffs are put into place for a lot of different reasons. I know it's being talked about a lot politically right now, but really it's all about competitive. So if Canadian lumber is so much cheaper, no one's going to buy U.S. lumber. So what we do is put a tariff on it to make it to where they're going to buy ours and theirs. They just have to choose who they want to, and it's just a limited difference in price. But they're trying to negotiate long-term prices with Canada. That's what the National Association of Homebuilders wants to do. Also, they're lobbying for, open up some federal land for logging, which that's going to go over terribly. But what they also want is less exports of our own lumber to China and other companies or countries so that we can keep it and build ourselves with it. So those are just some of the things that the National Association of Homebuilders is working on, which is great stuff.
Rich, one of the things I found interesting in this article was the speed at which those prices can increase and affect home builders and how they bake that into, the price of the home. But maybe when those prices come down, it's a bit harder for them to back off of those, higher home prices. Do you see that?
Yeah, 100%. So, they have to, a home builder, let's say they've been working on more affordable lumber pricing, but then suddenly, it doesn't just happen in tick. It's like right now we've got a lot of the ports on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast that are closed. Well, there's going to be a factor that's going to hit. Anything coming in from China is going to be hit. So, that happens quick. So lumber prices, the supply goes down, demand stays the same, and you got price increase. So we're going to see some of that. But builders have to be careful and they have to watch it because they have an inventory of lower lumber, but they have to price up right away because they know any new homes they build, that lumber price is going to be more expensive. So it's difficult for them.
Yeah, super interesting to look at some of these smaller factors that we might not think about when we're talking about new home builds, the inventory problems that we have, the pricing problems that we have. It's not all just about rate, which we tend to discuss a lot here. So it was fun to look a little bit more into some of the nuts and bolts of the home building and the costs thereof. So, Rich, before I get into a final word on this, I just want to say, everyone out there, these are the kind of things that we're thinking about here inside the network, and we're trying to get our people to think about out of the box ideas to be able to communicate well with their customers, their clients. If you're interested in joining the best network in mortgages, learning how you can level up your business, click the grow link below. We'll get you all the information you need to know about network funding. Hey, Rich, any final words on this or other factors that play into home prices?
Yeah, this was interesting for me because we were a little out of the box in what we normally talk about, but it gave me a chance to learn something new. I didn't understand what the National Association of Homebuilders, what they're really doing to help control costs for builders, and to learn about, the difference in what's happening, where we get our wood and what we're trying to do with it. I thought it was just great stuff. That's why the starter homes, those prices have come down, is because the cost of this lumber has come down considerably. So, but that can change pretty quickly. I mean, I don't know how long these ports are going to be closed, but that will have a drastic effect right away.
Yeah, knowing things like this and the reason that maybe square footage is coming down, these are all ideas that we should know about in the industry. And so, Rich, thanks so much for analyzing this, making us smart on it. Thank you so much to everyone out there who is watching and listening. We appreciate you, and we will see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.